It was last January on a solo road trip from Wisconsin to Montana. I planned it down to the minute. Leave at 7 p.m., drive through the night, save the cost of an extra hotel. The roads out there are barren, just endless stretches of forest, open fields, and further west, jagged little mountains cutting into the horizon. After the first hour, the world shrinks to just you, your headlights, in the dark. I thought I was ready for it. I wasn't. I double-checked my supplies before I left. Snacks, water, energy drinks, all stacked neatly in the passenger seat. The city lights faded behind me, and soon it was just the open road. No cars, no houses, just the occasional gas station every 15 miles or so, glowing like a lone beacon in the void. By the second hour, my gas gauge was dipping toward a third of tank. The stations are getting scarcer, so I decided to top off before the road got any lonelier. The place was tiny, 4 pumps, a shuttered convenience store, not a soul in sight. The neon sign flickered, casting a sickly yellow glow over the lot. I pulled up to a pump, got out, and started filling the tank. The pump was ancient, coughing out gas so slowly it took a full minute for a single gallon. I leaned against my car, the cold metal biting through my jacket, and waited. That's when I heard it. Another car, engine rumbling low, creeping along the road. The speed limit was 55, but they were barely doing 20. I watched as their headlights swept past the station, then stopped. The car reversed, tires squealing faintly, and pulled into the lot, parking at the pump right behind me. I kept my eyes on my pump, trying not to stare, but the hairs on my neck stood up. I heard footsteps, heavy and deliberate, stopping somewhere behind me. No sound of a gas cap opening, no click of a pump, just silence. After a minute, I couldn't help it. I glanced over. He was tall, wearing a gray flannel shirt and black jeans, his face half hidden in the shadow of a baseball cap. And he was staring at me. Not just looking. Asterisk staring asterisk, his eyes locked on mine, dull and heavy, like he hadn't slept in days. I forced a smile, nodded awkwardly, and turned back to my pump. My heart was pounding, but I told myself I was overreacting. Just a guy getting gas, right? 10 seconds later, I heard him finally grab his pump. The tension in my chest eased a little. My tank was full enough, so I locked the gas cap and slid back into my car. As I did, I caught his reflection in my side mirror. Those same dull eyes, watching me again. I didn't look back. I just pulled onto the road and drove. The next 3 hours were a blur. The rain came down harder, turning the road into a slick, black mirror. My eyes burned from staring at the white lines, and the snacks and energy drinks weren't helping anymore. By 1 a.m., I was exhausted, my gas tank creeping low again. I needed a break. I found another gas station, just as run down as the last, its flickering lights barely cutting through the storm. I filled up, then parked on the side of the building, away from the pumps. I checked my phone. No signal, no nearby towns, just a weather app warning of rain for hours. I was in the middle of nowhere. I leaned my seat back, set a 30-minute alarm, and let my eyes close. I don't know how long I was out, maybe 25 minutes. The rain was still pounding when I woke, my alarm silent. I sat up, rubbing my eyes, and peered through the windshield. The lot was empty, quiet, except there was a car at one of the pumps. My stomach twisted. It was the same car from before, same beat-up sedan, same dull paint. I leaned forward, squinting through the rain. No one was in the driver's seat. No one was outside. Just the car, sitting there like it had been waiting for me. I scanned the lot, my breath catching in my throat. Where is he? The store was closed, the pumps were deserted, and the woods beyond the station were a wall of black. My hands shook as I turned the key in the ignition, the engine roaring to life. I wasn't sticking around to find out what was going on. I glanced in my rearview mirror to back out and froze. He was there, not outside, not behind a car, in my back seat. His eyes gleamed in the dark, unblinking, piercing through me. I screamed, kicked the door open, and threw myself onto the wet pavement. The car was still in reverse, rolling backward slowly. I stumbled to my feet and ran, my shoes slipping in the mud, into the woods. I crouched behind a tree, my heart hammering, watching as my car rolled back, then stopped abruptly like someone had hit the brakes. A second later, the headlights flared, and it sped off into the night. He was gone. My car was gone. My phone, my wallet, everything was still on the dashboard. I stood there, soaked and shaking, staring at the empty lot. Then I saw it, his car, still parked at the pump. I crept closer, my breath shallow. The driver's door was unlocked, keys dangling in the ignition. In the back seat, a pile of groceries, cans, bags of chips, a loaf of bread spilled across the floor. And there, on the passenger side, a phone. It was locked, but I could still call 911. I dialed, my voice trembling as I explained everything to the operator. They told me to stay put, that help was coming. As I waited, I noticed something else in the car, a wallet tucked under the seat. I opened it. The driver's license didn't belong to the man I'd seen. The name, the face, it was someone else entirely. My blood ran cold. This car was stolen. And those groceries, that phone, they weren't his either. When the police arrived, they searched the car, the station, the woods. Nothing. No sign of the man, no trace of my car. They told me about a string of incidents in the area. Missing drivers, abandoned vehicles, people who'd vanished on these lonely roads. They thought he'd been planning to ambush me on the road, waiting until I was too far from help to reveal himself. But why let me go? Why drive off and leave me alive? I got lucky, they said. Others hadn't. The previous owner of that stolen car, they found her a week later in a ditch 50 miles away. She didn't make it. I try not to think about what he wanted with me, what he would have done if I hadn't looked in that mirror. But sometimes, late at night, I hear the rain on my roof, and I swear I see those eyes in my dreams, dull, heavy, watching me from the dark. I don't drive at night anymore. Not on those roads. Not alone. But what scares me most isn't what happened. It's the thought that he's still out there. That one day, on some empty stretch of highway, I'll see that car again. And this time, he won't let me go.